Hi everyone, Carla Wainwright here, and today I want to share with you a really amazing practice which is just so delicious, and it's very simple. It's self-massage. I taught this in my retreat this past weekend, my women's retreat, and I actually teach it very frequently at retreats because it's such a powerful way to start the day and really prepare the body to move into more practice and just really feel effervescent and alive and really, really great. It's also a practice that I use regularly in the morning before meditation because I just find that it helps me really come into my body more and it relaxes and calms my mind. So let's begin. So you start at the head and you can just do some circles along the scalp. That always feels so good. Nice little head rub, and maybe noticing some of the sore spots on the scalp. I also like to drag my fingernails across the scalp, and this is called 10 dragons running through the forest in the Taoist system. You can also grab a handful of hair right near the scalp and twist. This is called hair pulling, and it's very, very powerful. It's a really amazing release of the fascia around the face and the skull. Feels great. So if you have more time, I recommend spending a few minutes here, moving across the skull, just grabbing a handful of hair and twisting. You want to twist until you feel that intensity begin to dissipate. Might give you a bit of a crazy do. And then I'll remove my glasses here. We're going to just come across this face. So I use my first two fingers and I divide my face in half. And I sweep my fingers from the midline to the temple, sometimes massaging the temple, across, and then coming underneath the eye, across the nose. And sometimes I go a lot slower than this, depending on how much time I have. And then once I get to the lower lip, I'll spend some time massaging the jaw. And keep moving across. You just really want to make contact with as much of the surface area of your face as possible. Then we move over to the throat, and I just place my hands over my throat, and I can feel the warmth moving in there, sometimes just stroking. And then I'll often just hum. To activate the vocal cords and stimulate into the throat chakra, Vishuddha. I'll then give a massage to the neck, and a nice technique is to clasp your hands and to basically cup the muscles coming along the back. Nice release here. Also using the thumbs and then getting to the traps. And then finding your way along as much of the upper back and the shoulders as you can. So again, I'm going pretty quickly here for the video, but I encourage you to take as much time as you like. And then beginning to massage the arm. And as you come to any of the joints, we always want to be really gentle. So massaging with your hands, circular motions in the elbow, and coming all the way down to the wrist. I'm doing some work in the shop, you can hear. And then moving to the hand. And then you can really divide the hand into lines. So you have these 5 lines running along the hand, and you're pressing along those points right to the tip of the finger. Good. Okay, and so you'd complete that, and then again rubbing here, and then we'd move over to the other side. I'll do this side fairly quickly. Rubbing on the wrist, and then moving to the hand. You know, our hands, of course, really are the parts of our bodies that we connect with others with and that we do our work with, and they often can really benefit from some release. Another good point to get on the hands is here in the space between the index finger and thumb, and this fleshy bit, and you can press with your thumb. Sometimes feels quite tender, but there can be a nice release here. This is also a great point if you get headaches. Okay, so releasing that out. Then we come to the chest. Oops, sorry, hopefully the mic didn't get too loud there. So then you also want to massage the breast tissue and coming along to the belly and doing big circles, moving clockwise, always moving in the direction of digestion. And you want to get the side body and then coming along the back body, making sure you rub the kidneys. And then, of course, trying to get as much of your back as you can. And if you can't reach everything, just doing it in your mind, in the hips. And then you can make a loose fist and do this kind of knocking action here on the buttocks. You can do it softly or firmly as you like and come into the legs. Often I'll do both at the same time. And then again, you can do this squeezing into the thigh, along the back. And then always being really gentle with the joints. The knees, they really feel good with some warmth here. And then again, coming along the calf. So I like to do this squeezing motion. Calves can hold a lot of tension. I know that I have very tight calves, even despite doing lots and lots of yoga. And then along the back of the calf, if you divide a line here and then thumb pressing into that line, again, it can be quite tender, but a great release nonetheless. Good, and then you'd rub the ankle. Let's bring my foot up here. Looks pretty ginormous in this video. And then we get to the dessert, which is the foot massage. So I don't know anyone who doesn't love foot massages. And so you're just going to squeeze. And sometimes, you know, I'm more random, and sometimes I have more of a direction that I go. So again, like the hand, we have these meridian lines, and you can start here and then move along each of those meridian lines. So with thumb pressing, you can actually get the outer lines going up. And you want to make sure you get the toes all the way to the tip, and then just working your way inward like that. And then you could do the last line. And you also want to get the arch of the foot. Lots of really good acupressure points and reflexology points in there. And like I said, you want to make sure the toes get massaged. You can do the same thing on the top of the foot, kind of finding those 5 lines that run along with the tendons and, of course, the skeletal structure. And then the last point that I always end up with is called the bubbling spring. This is an acupuncture point, and it's along the crease of the foot. If you draw a line between the first and second toe, and you press right there. So I press with my thumb, and I angle my thumb right there till I feel it's a little bit tender, and then I breathe. I didn't mention that at the beginning, but breathing is so important, as you know. And then I just sweep that out. And then I would do the other leg, and then flick my fingers, and then just take a couple of really deep breaths. Just sensing into the aliveness. I call it my aliveness meter, and getting a sense of where that's at. And so this is, like I said, such a really beautiful practice of self-care. It will really feel amazing, especially if when you wake up in the morning, it takes you a little while to get going. It really, really is a powerful way for us to wake the mind and feel really good and at ease in our bodies. So I hope you enjoy, and happy massaging.